When we all sleep peacefully at night, there are our guardians at the border who ensure that we have a sound, safe sleep. They are the ones who are standing alert in snow, in desert, in high altitudes, in darkness, in the most difficult of conditions. India's borders are not just lines on a map, they are lines of honor, they are lines of bravery, they are lines of national pride. And to shed light on the untold story of our frontier protectors, please welcome former Inspector General, Border Security Force, Mr. N.N.D. Dubey. Big round of applause, please.
Thank you, Republic Media Network, because I take back my memory to the first edition of Nationalist Conclave and had opportunity to be part of that. And later on, I realized that it's a very great initiative by the media house to bring such illustrious persons on this platform to share their vision, their own thought process, and what they envision about the national security in the future. So before I step to my specific talk, I could not resist connecting what Sushil Pandit ji just told. For your information, even after landing up in Kashmir, for passing almost 3 years in initial days after 1990, the kind of systematic genocide which happened in that area, we also were not so much aware about the forces doing all these things because we were busy, we were engaged in day-to-day fight. As it is told that the terrorism in Kashmir started from South Kashmir, and if there will be any fortunate day that it will dial down, South Kashmir will be the ground where its genuineness will be tested. I don't know when that time will come. Anantnag and Pulwama. So while combing and moving in the villages, how could a person identify a Kashmiri Pandit, leftover families? Most helpless. It may be overstated that in a state of destitute, few families we could just trace out, hiding some inside the hamlet area, and with their dhotis, with their clothes, we used to recognize the Littar, Vachi, Pulwama. I still remember the Pinglana village. I still remember Trishul village, where I worked in those initial days, where you have to just count your hours and days while moving from one road to other road, getting the villages vacated from the active terrorists firing on moving people and killing. I mean, those were the days when even terrorism was not settled and the counter-terrorism was just evolving. How to handle the situation. So I fully acknowledge what Panditji told. I keep on listening him on the media debate and the way he connected that such a sad story, unwept, unheard, unsung. And I think being in National Investigation Agency, I could see 2017. There were 3 operations in 2017 conducted in Kashmir. And I think thereafter 2017, 18, 19, and 20, and then things are available in open domain, one can know about it. So whatever the names you mentioned, I've been very well connected to the criminal chapter of these people and have some solace, some sense of relief after systematic work done in 2017 and 18. And it definitely put a lot of impact. Things are more to go ahead. And I think situation has taken some attention. I'm happy for that. So distinguished guests, as the anchor just mentioned about the vibrant borders, their guardians. So for your information, the best envisioned Indian border we had seen in Maurya Kal, as you remember it, you all know, followed by Chandragupta, and again the golden period, which we find that probably the India was basically touching to its longest arm, Uttar, Dakshin, Purab, Paschim, that is a part of history. Now we straight we come to 1947, where a barrister just drew partition line between the larger India, which became Red Cliff Line, And those 3,210 kilometers, we inherited in a very tragic circumstances, 15 August 1947, as we all know. World's longest migration of the population, almost 15 million, with dead bodies of almost 1.5 million, never happened in the world so far before that. So that is the kind of land border we inherited on our western frontier, which was not very easy to handle. We always experience that these land borders are basically the opportunities also, but these borders have been proving since last 77 years, mostly the point of conflict. We have got a very rogue neighbor on our western frontier, which compelled us to fight for almost 4 times in the history. Our northern frontier, as you know about the China border, we have got some history, we have got some territorial dispute, and Sir was mentioning about 2.5, now 0.5 has moved to complete 1, and 2 is now 3, because as you know, the emerging results of Jamaat-e-Islami's total seats in recently concluded Bangladesh, particularly in border belt. So border belt, if Jamaat has done almost more than 75% of success, you can very well imagine about the counterpart portion of the international border on more than 4,000 kilometers with Bangladesh. And more than 50% of the border is with West Bengal, as we are all aware, more than 2,200 kilometers with West Bengal. And rest 4 states are sharing left over the portion of the land border with Bangladesh. So this is the situation on eastern frontier. With this inheritance, it is very difficult that the security forces guarding the borders are going not to have a sleepless night. So if we take the example of the Pakistan border, recently concluded Operation Sindoor, it's not concluded, it's still on. So challenges are well known to everyone, that coming days how we are going to handle this border. Thanks to the Talibanis engaging very well on Durand. So Pakistan is already struggling on their more than 2,500 kilometers border. And their eastern frontier is still active, courtesy to the state-sponsored people. Let us wait and watch. And the continuity of Operation Sindoor is itself a very great deterrence, those things. Now we think over to Paschim Bengal, West Bengal border. Having full importance and full seriousness to the western border, my take is that probably the eastern border is not getting that much attention which it should require. The potential is very great there. And Bengal, particularly Bengal and Tripura, some portion of Meghalaya, are going to test us in future. The complete infiltration, illegal migration, and also the connected crimes happening there are a very great challenge for the country. So eastern frontier is they are also having their own issues. China border, as you know, that probably we are handling our own way. But generally the economic growth, political engagement, diplomatic successes, our military power are tagged more frequently. But the kind of duty the Jawans are performing there, they are not very well known to the common man. We share 15,000 kilometer plus land border in the world, 15,000 plus kilometer border, and if you just make its half, that is our ocean territory, 7,500 kilometers. So 15,000 kilometer border, it passes through most treacherous, most inhospitable area of the earth. And you take the example of western border. If a Jawan is posted in Chorbatla, Dras, Gures, minus 50 degree temperature, then plus 50 degree temperature of Thar tests him just after 2 years, 3 years rotation. So you take the challenges of Thar border. Sir Creek, most critical portion of Gujarat, which the forces are defending, and that is basically the part of border security force. So Sir Creek is not only terrain-wise and climate-wise so difficult, but Sir Creek has become strategically very demanding area in the last 3 to 4 years. So that is also on the scanner, and our strategy is basically to go further. I mean, our part of the land is more difficult as compared to Pakistan part. So that area is also requiring a lot of attention in Sir Creek area. Sundarban, more than 172 kilometers water area. And Sundarban is being defended by not a very adequate number of forces. I think it again requires some attention because that watery part is very hostile during monsoon, and it is beyond human control to stop the ingress from the opposite party. So the Sundarban area is also going to be a very big challenge for us, I think there is some thought process going on in the government to enhance the forces to protect that portion of the land border. And that is the world's largest mangrove. So you can imagine the difficulties in the month of December. 25, I have opportunity to see the area basically, first time to know the hazards. The entire eastern border is basically traversed by the huge rivers and the complete web of high-flowing rivers, making very difficult to protect that land border. Brahmaputra becomes 62 kilometers wide during monsoon, having some chars in between, and jawans are hanging on the bamboo shades inside the water. They have to basically go for natural call in the water. They change the clothes. They have to just take bath after 7 days, 8 days. So those area is humanly very difficult to defend. I mean, it's called eastern border, but eastern border has got its own very big challenges. It's very porous, humanly impossible to stop 100% infiltration. And the biggest issue is landless posts. We as a country could not provide our own land to the security forces who are guarding the international border. I mean, see, it's a central versus state issue, particularly in West Bengal. How Seema Chowki can be landless? It's a very surprising issue. It doesn't have its own land. So as per policy, you cannot make Seema Chowki pakka. You cannot invest money because that land is not yours. That is Indian land, but that land is not yours. That is the biggest paradox. I think some work is going on for that. Next issue is basically a very strict documentation and the monitoring part of forged papers being manufactured by the racketeers. They are the people across the border, not only in Indian territory, they are in Bangladesh also. But their entire nizam is so common that they are able to create these documentations, and they are facilitators right inside unless such crimes are not made part of UAPA Act. I think they are being dealt with soft hand. They really need to be punished properly, which must be in the thought process of the government, and something must be going on. Now, statewide, Bhutan, there is no issue. We are handling Siliguri corridor is a big charcha. So it's a very strategic issue to discuss about the Siliguri corridor also. But I think let us wait and watch about the response of the newly elected government in Bangladesh. The initial exchange of talk, gestures have been very encouraging, but time will tell what is going to happen. That is one good thing that the government has come with a good majority. They are not the limping side to have a support of Jamaitis, but time will tell which side the entire issue is going. That is the Bangladesh issue. So rogue neighbor, again, indefinite character of few neighbors, like in Bangladesh. You take the example of Nepal also. What kind of political establishment is there? That depends on the reflection of our relationship between India and that country. So we cannot have this a permanent feature. Today the relationship is like this with the Awami League, And next year, if there is a BNP, what kind of relationship we are going to have? Because being in NIA, I have experienced the kind of support by Sheikh Hasina during those tenures. And I tell you, that has been the best example between two countries where the relationship, it jumped beyond the boundary while dealing with the anti-national elements. Wanted people from Bangladesh territory who were taking refuge, the way they were brought before court of law to face the trial, and it was exemplary conviction, historical investigation, just by the support of the neighboring country. So what kind of regime is going to be there, it is also going to reflect on the success of national security front. That is also one of the very important things. Nepal, we are hopeful. Nepal has got a good signal as compared to other countries. Elections are going to be held very soon, and these political and diplomatic engagements are quite encouraging. So nothing to talk about Nepal at this moment. So we have to again wait and see what is going to happen. The entire border, 1,500 something kilometer, 2,500 kilometer being handled by the SSB, some part of Bhutan, again with the Sasastra Seema Bal. ITBP is guarding most inhospitable mountainous terrain with China. We all are aware. It's almost, 3,500 kilometer plus. So these 15,000 kilometer land borders are very fascinating on map. They are academically, they give a very good impression about the curved contours of those maps, giving different colors. But defending these borders are really a very, very great task, very difficult task, which the respective security forces of border guarding area they are doing, including Border Security Force, Sasastra Seema Bal, and Indo-Tibetan Border Police. They are all established post-independence era. And these organizations have been raised after testing one battle with the other country. So before raising these solid border guarding forces, we had to fight a full pitch war with the neighboring country. So borders have never been permanent. They have been basically memory for a scar, as far as my experience is concerned in recent eras. So we cannot be complacent. We cannot sit complacent on the issue of guarding the border, because it's not only the line of international border have been challenged at many occasions. The most importantly that our complete hinterland, length and breadth of the country, 3,002 kilometer lamba और 3,000 kilometer चौड़ा जो देश है, the hinterland has been affected since last 3.5 decades so badly. And these threats, except Purulia armed drop case, and except 26/11 Mumbai, all the land attacks have got some connection with the security of the international border. We have to accept it. Let us take it right up to Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune. We take Lucknow, we take Delhi, complete country, entire country, wherever these terror incidents have happened. I mean, you take 2 January 2016, Pathankot Air Base attack. You take 14 February 2019, Pulwama attack. You take Parliament attack, 13 December 2003. You take 2001, you take JNK Assembly attack, 1st October 2001. You take all these examples, all these attacks, including recent attack of November 2025 in Delhi. So land borders, land security, and border security are of a very paramount importance, not only to defend the territorial integrity and not only to be part of Operation Sindoor, because as you know, Border Security Force has been occupying the complete line of control with army and the land border of 192 kilometers of Jammu, complete Punjab, complete Rajasthan and Gujarat border without vacating a single Seema Chowki in the entire conflict. They suffered 3 casualties, all 3 awarded Veer Chakra in the Operation Sindoor. They were victim of drone attack in Jammu area, and their contribution in line of control in Kashmir have been tremendous. So these guardians of borders, they need your good wishes, they need your support, and they need your respect, because the territory they are defending is not so easy as it is shown on the map. With these words, I conclude my lecture, my talk with you. Thank you so much.